Hey guys, it's Lynn with Little Fit Nursery. I am here with Mia. She is my Ella by Jenny Lee. And I wanted to hop on and do a video. Some of you guys may or may not have seen, and I know Kellie Girl talked about this on her channel, but there was an article and a video that came out in The Guardian, which I guess is some kind of a publication, really kind of featuring and talking about the reborn hobby. And, Kellie, I know, had mentioned she was doing this and this was going to be coming out soon. And as you guys know, my life has just been a complete whirlwind, totally crazy for like the past month or so as I, left my old job, transitioned to a new job. I took some time off in between, took a cruise with my mom. So I have been like pretty incommunicado with the hobby for a little bit, haven't been on YouTube. I've just been just just drowning in personal stuff. And so anyway, so I went ahead, I hopped on Facebook yesterday, and the article came across my newsfeed. I think I saw it from Life with Crystal. She had shared it and said, "Hey, pretty good article." And so I went ahead and clicked on it, and I was like, "Oh, this is the article that Kellie was talking about." And I read it, and then I watched the video as well. And I don't know, and I know, and now that after I read it, like after I initially read it, my initial reaction was like, hey, this was a great article and a great video. And I feel like it actually portrayed the reborn hobby in a pretty positive light overall. Okay, so by the way, here is a sleeper I'm going to go ahead and change Mia into. This is by Janie and Jack. It's a newborn size. So in my excitement to talk about all of this, I forgot to start changing her. So anyway, so my reaction initially was just that it was actually pretty positive. I didn't have like a negative reaction to it. And again, like I'm comparing this article to just, the ones that have been published in the past and the documentaries that have been done in the past. So My Fake Baby is the very first one I ever saw. And, and it basically, it was, I think filmed in the UK, and I just think it made collectors seem a little nuts. I mean, I don't know. I feel like most of these, whenever the media talks about reborns and talks about this hobby, I think it's because, again, this is the uncanny valley effect that these dolls look so real. I think it's just, there are some people who, I mean, a lot of people feel it's creepy. That's their initial reaction. And so, so I guess my bar is pretty low when it comes to the media. Like I kind of expect that they're going to twist things around and that they're just not going to portray things, in a good light or anything like that. And but yeah, I haven't yet seen Stephanie, Jackie's, or Lucinda's videos around any thoughts or reactions they had to the video, and I definitely want to do that. But I just watched, Kellie's first video where she was reacting to it, and I think there's another video where she shares some of the unseen footage, which I definitely want to check out. But yeah, I mean, I guess they spent like an entire day, and she talked about probably so many different aspects of the hobby, but they really chose to hone in. They cut so much of it out, I guess, was her frustration. Because she's right. There is a whole aspect of this hobby, just the fact that this is like talking about sculptors, talking about the art portion, the art form of this hobby, the doll shows. It really is an incredible global hobby, that, unites collectors and artists from all over the world. And yeah, and I could, and definitely it would have been awesome. I think, yes, of course, the article and video could have been improved upon. I think it would have been really cool if they had, maybe interviewed one of the sculptors. Like maybe Bonnie Brown would have been a good one. Like, to interview, just to see her in action doing what she does, and, what inspiration she gets from creating her sculpts and, things like that. And just to talk about also a little bit more on the artistry form. I mean, I think it was great that they featured Stephanie and Jackie because they could talk about at least the point of view from a reborn artist. But it seemed like they talked more about the YouTube channel aspect of it versus the actual artistry of making and selling reborns. But I'm glad that they kind of showed Stephanie painting and Jackie rooting and all of that. So I thought that was good. And I also thought it was great to have Lucinda as well, like just having a collector, because there are like different types of collectors. We've talked about this before, even on my channel. There are some who are kind of like me, and I would say Kelly is probably in the same category as well. Like we, you know, mainly it's like we change our babies and do YouTube videos and, you know, maybe enjoy holding one at home, but don't really take them out and do too much role play, right? And then there are more the role play collectors. And I think there's everyone in between too. And you can also be sort of both, and one is not better than the other. Like we all collect for different reasons. So I thought it was good to show like, hey, there could be different types of collectors and things like that. But yeah, I mean, you know, I was just like, I think the first thing that I was thinking to myself as I was reading the article, watching the videos, I was like, you know, I'm just so proud of Kelly, Lucinda, Stephanie, and Jackie for just putting themselves out there. I just feel like this is a hobby that there's so much misunderstanding around it. And especially now that it's showing up in the press more, there's that Apple TV series Servant, where they had you know, I guess a lady who was like grieving the loss of her son, and she needed to have this silicone baby to cope, but she was off her rocker and legit thought the doll was real. And it's like that's how the media is portraying this hobby, as sort of a default, and that's sort of people's starting point when it comes to the hobby, just thinking that every collector is a whack job. I think that that's a shame, right? So I actually felt like, you know, the art, like I read the article, saw the video, and I was like, hey, this is pretty good. Like, and again, maybe my bar is just too low because of just how reborns and silicones have been portrayed in the media in the past. But I thought it was overall pretty well done. You know, of course, it would have been great to have an even more balanced perspective on the hobby, but yeah, you know, Kelly, like, you know, especially you guys, I feel like you really represented the hobby well, and even the article, the way it was written, I think it said something like, they went to go see you, Kelly, and they went to go see Kelly, and I don't know what they were expecting. Maybe they were expecting somebody who was like off or weird, and I think the comment was just like, yeah, she just seemed like this totally normal person. She just had a very nice home, and you know, like was just this like normal person. And so I thought that was really, really good, you know, that they picked Kelly to kind of represent, you know, in the hobby. And Kelly, you look beautiful, absolutely beautiful on the video as well. So just wanted to share that. And, you know, for me, like I wouldn't be able to do something like that. I'm not that public. You know, with the hobby, I don't like to show myself on camera. You know, but I have a very professional job, and, you know, I know that not everyone understands this hobby. So I guess I was just really excited to see the hobby portrayed in a more positive light. So anyway, but I'm reading some comments and, you know, things like that. I read some comments on that video, and I know there were a lot of people who were disappointed with how things were, you know, were portrayed, and especially I'm sure it was really frustrating for Kelly to spend a full day talk about other aspects of the hobby and to not have those shown in the final piece. But I guess I would just say overall, I think this video and article was an absolute win for the Reborn community. I think it will, you know, it kind of brings, I think anything that brings awareness, I bet you guys that a lot of the mainstream public who sees this, they will be like, wow, I had no idea that such amazing dolls exist. And I, you know, there will be I think it'll be obviously pretty divisive. There will be, you know, a good portion who are like, whoa, that's creepy. These people must be crazy. And we, you know, look, guys, we get that a lot on our videos and people leaving comments on our channels. And by the way, I need to pick this little girl up and just hold her for a second. Yeah, I know there are a fair amount who will have that reaction, but then there are definitely others who will go, oh my goodness, I had no idea that realistic baby dolls like this existed that like feel like a real baby. And I bet you guys, a lot of people's reaction will be like, oh my gosh, I want one. Where can I get one? Right? So So it's just going to bring anything that's kind of out in more of the mainstream media is going to bring awareness to the hobby. It's going to bring new collectors, new artists, new people getting into the hobby, and I think that's a positive. I think that's a good thing. We've all talked about, and Kelly, I didn't realize you. I don't know if I knew that you had done a video about the hobby being mainstream. I can't remember when I did my video, but yeah, it might have been like later and I'd like missed yours, but anyway, but yeah, I do think that the hobby, I think we've all talked about like, hey, could this become a mainstream hobby? And I think the consensus is, yeah, probably not. It's just too different from, I think most people probably don't understand this hobby, but anyway, I overall thought it was a very positive, well-written article and a good video. Like I was just really proud of you all for representing the community well, and we all 100% stand behind you and support you. Um, I think you guys were really our voice, to the public on this video and article. So thank you, thank you, thank you for just being so brave and speaking up about the hobby. And I just think that it was a vast improvement over anything else that was shown in the media prior to this. There was that Dr. Phil show, and they just and all of those ones, I just feel like it's very one-sided viewpoint. So anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to say about that. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please leave me a comment below. I'm going to link the Guardian video and article below so you guys can see what I'm referring to. Definitely go check out Kellie Girl's channel. Oh, and Kelly recently also mentioned that Diana Reed is back. So guys, you guys have to go check out Diana's channel. She is a dear Dolly friend of mine as well, and love her to pieces. And she had taken her channel down when the whole COPPA thing was going on, kind of year end, and we were all like, no, we were all worried about like getting fined $42,000 on a video for marking a video incorrectly, and people were just really worried. So she had shut down her channel at that time, just said it wasn't worth the risk. But she's back. I actually need to hop over there, say hello, see some of her videos. So definitely do that, and we will talk to you all later. And thank you for bearing with me as I'm just behind on YouTube. Haven't been watching videos at all, really. But when I saw this article, I was like, oh, I need to hop over and see what Kelly had to say about it. And I have more catching up to do. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. And Mia's going to say bye, and we will see you guys later. Take care.